Last July, 47 people were killed when a runaway oil train exploded in the middle of a small Canadian town. In December, a tanker train derailed near Castleton, North Dakota, resulting in this fiery explosion. Railroad safety has been under the microscope ever since, and now a lawsuit has launched the fight over the safety of toxic chemicals transported on local railroads. Our Steve Tellier shows us why so many rail cars rumbling through Minnesota aren't up to code.
See what kind of homeowners insurance covers that, you know.
Kurt Larson lives with his wife and 5-year-old daughter.
The trains run quite often.
The tracks sit just 1 block from their St. Paul home.
There's a nice little rumble all the time.
Over the past few months, many people have been asking the question, just how safe are Minnesota's thousands and thousands of miles of railroad tracks? Well, now that question and the debate surrounding railroad safety is headed to a federal courtroom after this lawsuit was filed in Minnesota on Thursday.
This is the first one I've seen like this.
The suit was brought by several chemical groups against Canadian Pacific. The railroad wants all rail cars hauling certain toxic chemicals on its lines to meet stricter safety standards starting Monday. The chemical industry calls the move arbitrary, unilateral, and illegal. Canadian Pacific says it's taking steps to further protect our employees and the public. Paul Sando says the railroad is also trying to protect itself from lawsuits in the event of an accident.
They have been bitten in terms of liability on this sort of thing before.
But the dispute highlights a bigger battle playing out over railroad safety and who should pay for it. For example, the Association of American Railroads says there are 92,000 rail cars carrying flammable liquids like crude oil in America today. Only 15% meet the newest safety guidelines.
Said, okay, you got to go to the new standard today. 3/4 of the fleet would be obsolete.
Sando says getting all those old rail cars replaced will take several years. And one other thing.
Money. It's going to take a lot of money to get 78,000 tank cars replaced up to standard.
It's kind of alarming.
Larson says he hopes the upgrades are made sooner rather than later.
I don't want an accident here with my 5-year-old.
Steve Tellier, 45 TV.
Now, experts say railroads do have very good safety records overall. In fact, numbers from the Federal Railroad Administration show that there was only 1 railroad accident in Minnesota that resulted in the release of a hazardous material in the past 4 years. And one of the worries is that the crude oil coming from North Dakota is more volatile. This is the train derailment in Castleton, North Dakota we were talking about. Many first responders say they wouldn't be prepared if this happened here. In testimony last month, the fire chief in Winona said his department would only have 18 minutes worth of foam to squelch an oil fire. That fire could burn for days.